probably be 2:15 this year, right?
Try to, just to get it so we have some time. I think if we do it at 2:30, I got to rush out of here, and I got film at 3. So, well, I'm glad you guys are here. You know, I think we learned a lot from our film. I think the first thing I can talk about is, you know, Mike Park signing today, which was huge for us. You know, he committed to us when he was here on his visit. Then he had a press release with his school today, so he's definitely going to help us. He's a big kid and gives us some front court depth. I'm really excited about the young two freshmen that we'll have coming in. I think they're going to be able to play right away, high minutes. They're physically ready. I think the biggest thing with Mike is he gives us a guy that's played 2 years of junior college. He's a tough kid, grew up in Cleveland, 7'1" wingspan. He's playing for a coach that really knows the game, so he's going to get coached up this year, and we're excited. I mean, it's 3 signees that we needed, and we'll continue to keep recruiting. All in all, I thought the game the other night, you know, everybody talks about our defense because I've made that an emphasis, and I think it's comical how people think that we haven't played defense since I've been the coach here. So if you look at our team my first year, you know, we were 4th in the league in defense. The year that we weren't able to score the ball, we were 4th in the league in defense, held people to 60 points. Last year, we just had an immature group that hadn't got it yet. I think this group will get it. If you go back and look at the film, I think our principals are really good. I think they threw in 6 long threes in the last 4 minutes, and those were tough shots. You know, 3 of them were non-contested. 3 of them were highly contested that they just made some tough shots in a 15 to 19 point game. But I think our guys are making strides. I think they have to figure out the win at a high level that they're going to have to guard, and I think they're getting that point. So we'll continue to work on that. But like I said, I mean, since I've been here, we had 2 really good years we played defense. 1 year we couldn't score it with injuries. Last year we were pretty good till late. I mean, we were pretty good till late, and we gave up 77 points a game the last 6 games. So our guys just have to get that mentality where they play and finish play. So I think they're getting there. They're getting better, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, we played 1 half, 1 game, another, you know, so if we can, the biggest goal for Friday is to put it in a 40-minute game. So that's what we're trying to strive for. So we're looking forward to that challenge, and we'll have a good practice today and work on some things and hopefully get better.
Starting off with Parks, that is the 3rd guy 6'9" or above in this class. I don't know that you guys have had 3 of that size in one class before, have you?
I'd have to go back a while. I think we had Alex and Cam and Emmanuel maybe in that class. Emmanuel was really not that size, but he played inside. I'd have to go back, but not as the level of these guys, the 3 guys that we signed.
So reading into that then, I mean, obviously bigs are the emphasis because you have 2 of them leaving. Is the roster makeup such that you know you'll have guards for a while, or might you be looking at a guard?
Well, I think if you look at our roster now, Jeff, that's a great question. I think if you look at our roster now, we're really guard heavy. We don't. I think this year's the first time we've really had front court depth. Last year and the year before that, we really didn't. I think with these 3 guys coming in, it's going to give us 6 guys that can play, and I think it gives us really good front court depth. It gives us a guy that had junior college experience that'll be able to play. He's played, and those 2 freshmen, you know, I think they're both going to come in and compete for a starting spot. But we have Connor coming back and Joe, and we've played X a little bit there. You know, maybe it can push X out to the perimeter a little bit, but I'm just trying to get X on the floor wherever he can play and help us and support us. So really excited that we got those 3 guys for front court help because I think our guards are really, really good. And I think we got some young guys, you know, with Sam and X going to be seniors. And then, you know, you have the 3 sophomores that we had as freshmen last year, and then the 3 freshmen we have now. I like what we have in the backcourt.
You're not messing around on that size. Did you learn that kind of like came out of learning a lesson when Goodman was here and all that stuff, and how Alex was gone?
Yeah, I just think that we didn't recruit. We didn't know that Alex was going to leave. We just couldn't replace Alex. We tried to fill in the gaps, and it just didn't work out. So I think my staff did an unbelievable job of continuing to recruit, and try to recruit what our needs are, because like I said earlier, I really like our guards. I think our guards are going to continue to play. I think Connor's going to be an integral part of our team this year, and we still don't know what his status is with his hardship year. So that won't be determined until later, but we're thinking he's going to get it. So that's why we've approached it that way. But those guys, I think, will really help us in the sense that we need that size.
Friday, you guys got New Mexico State coming. Obviously, every year it's the same sort of questions about the rivalry, but this one's a little different in that Paul will be coaching his first game. Can you tell us about when you first met Paul in Toronto?
Just he's a high school coach, and I kind of knew him when I was with the Raptors a little bit. I'd met him, but we needed somebody when we were at Iowa, and I made a call, and he ended up coming to work for us, and he did a great job for us. He's an eager kid. When we first met him, now he's not a kid. He's a fine young man, and he's going to be an excellent coach. I'm just glad he got the opportunity to be a head coach. So it'll be a little bit different for me, just because we are close. We've talked several times since he's gotten the job. And I've tried to help him as much as I can, as long as it doesn't have anything to do with our game. So, it's one of those things we got to keep playing better. It's a tough challenge for us because it's early, but thankfully it's at home. But, I think he's going to do really well there.
No text messages or anything this week?
Not yet. I talked to him this weekend, but I'm sure we'll talk. But it's a tough spot, but it's one of those things that we go on. But it'll be highly competitive.
What problems does Baker pose for you?
Who?
Baker?
He's one of the best guards in that league. He's one of the best guards, that's played there in a long time. I think he's terrific. It was unfortunate to him he got hurt in our game here. Kind of like Devin got hurt. He had a little stinger on a screen at our home game, so I think that was tough for them, him being out of the game. But he's a terrific player. You have to guard him as soon as he crosses the half-court line. You can't let him get going. I think the biggest thing for us is we got to make him defend on the defensive end, try to make him exert some energy on the defensive end. But he's a terrific player. He's solid. He can make shots. He's a great leader. So he's had an unbelievable career there, so I'm a big fan.
What did you think of the Aggies when you saw them playing against Colorado State? What stood out?
Well, I just don't think – I think it's a unique situation where they shot 31 threes. But I think they had open shots. They just didn't shoot it very well, so you can't take that into effect. It's the first game. Me as an ex-player, you kind of play with a funny ball with the Under Armour ball, so it's a little bit different. And, I think they can make shots. I think they got guys that are very talented that can make shots. So, we've always wanted guys to beat us from the line, and I'm sure they'll shoot shots, but it was unusual to see them shoot 31. I think that's the number.
What are your keys for this one, Chris? What do you got there?
We just have to get better. Our keys are going to be, are we going to be able to defend for 40 minutes? Are we going to come out and play at a high level? I'm able to play a lot of guys, but I think we've got off the slow starts. I liked how we approached it offensively the other night. I thought we executed. I thought we played hard in the first half defensively. And a team that can make some shots, and that was evident at the end of the game where they made 6 in a row or 6 out of 7 or whatever it was. They made a lot of shots at the end, so they were a dangerous team in that. So we're going to have to continue to get better. My thing is it's just a process, and we got to continue to keep making the walk up the process chart and trying to get things corrected that we need corrected. But it has to be the biggest thing that I'm going to be looking at is how hard they play. Are they going to make steps in the right direction defensively? Are we not going to turn it over? Are we going to take good shots? And we're going to continue to play inside out. So those will be things that I'll look at. But it's got to come within them that they want to guard and they want to get stops, and it upsets them when they don't get a stop. So I think that's just a maturation process.
What 20 of your young players or multiple players are showing you more than you thought you probably get from them this early because they got to run the system?
Well, I think the mistake I made last year is that I didn't put those freshmen I had last year in early. I didn't develop the bench like maybe I should have with Anthony Mathis and Jordan and Dane. And I've kind of tried to throw these guys in a little bit earlier. And, I'm still trying to find minutes for Anthony Mathis. Dane hasn't played. He's healthy, so we'll have all 15 at practice today. So it's going to be unique in that I can play some people. It's just how do you fit those pieces in, and it's all going to be defensively. And I think you guys got to see a little bit of that when guys didn't do what they were supposed to do defensively in the other game. I took them out. And I'm going to continue to do that till we get a right mix, because if you look at our best defensive team, some of our better players weren't in that when we had 9 stops out of 10. So, I think they got to understand that, and I think we're getting that message across.
You must have been happy with the guard play. They played really well. The two of them, 22 points in the game between the two of them. But what about a Jet and McDougal? They scored 6 points, had 2 rebounds, and McDougal's been in foul trouble the last 2 games. Are you concerned with that at all?
I don't think he was in foul trouble as much as I just took him out. I think he got that 4th foul in the second half, and I could have put him back in late. But, O's got to play at a higher level. I think he's pressing a little bit. It's always hard for seniors the first few games their senior year, because they see the end of the road. But it's just got to get him to concentrate on one game. But I like our front court depth. It's very difficult when you play like Idaho State or Houston Baptist, in the sense that they're really not playing big. They're really playing 4 guards. And at the end of our game, if you watch our game, I played X a lot. And a lot of it was because of matchups and trying to play and match up better. So, we got some games coming up that, most teams are going to play big, and I think you'll see that that'll help us defensively.
One non-basketball subject that kind of always goes over so well when I ask it, but
you mean you got a question that's not going to go over too well?
Yeah. Attendance is down again. Season tickets are down again.
Right.
Prices at UNM are higher than anywhere in the league by a significant amount. I'm curious what you think about
higher than, like, what's the numbers?
The cheapest ticket at UNM, and I tweeted this the other day, was $22, and that's before a $6 booking fee online, $3 to pick it up. So you're spending about $30 for the cheapest ticket to get in the pit. Around the league, you can do that for about $13 to $17 with all the fees. So the ticket is $22. The next lowest, or the next highest, actually is $13. It's a big gap in this league. You guys are seeing numbers dwindle. I'm curious if you, A, think that the pricing is too high, and B, are you noticing that these numbers in the stands aren't what they were just a couple years ago?
Well, I'm the basketball coach, so I try not to get that involved. I just think it's unique that, I applaud you for finding that out. I haven't really looked at it that way. So I think the biggest thing is the economic system here in this state compared to other states that we're competing against for ticket sales. I do know that 51% of the population that lives here is from another state. 37% of the population that lives here was born and raised here, and then the other makeup of the population of our state is international people. So, I think with that 37% that are born and raised here that are Lobo fans for the last 50 years, those have been the ones that have supported us. Those are the ones that have made us top 25 in attendance over 50 years, and that's an interesting thing to look at, Jeff. I really haven't looked at. That's for the other side of the street. Like I said, I'm just trying to do what I do.
You've been here 10 years and the head coach 4 now.
Right.
Is there enough buzz around Lobo basketball this year? Is it different than it was the past several years? Going into this season, was there the promotion and buzz about basketball that you sensed the first 9 years you were here?
I'd rather not comment on that. I think there's buzz for our team. I think our team's exciting. I'm just trying to take care of what I can take care of. I appreciate the fans that come out. I appreciate the fans that have been at the first 2 games. All I can say is I got a really good team. I got a team that does it the right way. I got a team that goes to class. I got a team that's broke every academic standard that we've ever had in the basketball program. They don't get in trouble. I have no issues with my players. They're good kids, and all I'm asking, they came here for a reason, and all I'm asking is come support them.
Expect a big crowd for New Mexico State rivalry?
I hope so. I hope there's a big crowd because I think our guys are expecting it, and I think our guys come in here and the recruits that come here are expecting that our crowd will be well. And I understand we got to win more games, and I'm responsible for that, and hopefully we'll do that.
And what about Brown? Do you think that just because of his missing all these practices that he's no injury or anything like that, he's not? The reason he's just been shooting so badly that I was just wondering.
I think he's pressing a little bit. I just think it's tough for him because he wants to do so well, and he's a great kid. I think he's given everything he has, but I think there's a little rust. I think there's other factors, but I'll let you guys figure out what those other factors are. If you watch the games, you can understand the difference between last year, our team, and the team this year. And you can figure that out on your own.
Kind of along the same lines, not exactly what Jeff was talking about, but the 50th year, the anniversary thing. You guys, have you thought about maybe having somebody bring a cake down or something? Are you guys doing something?
I've not heard one thing. So I mean, it's a unique situation because we have a building here that's iconic. Sports Illustrated did the thing with all the venues in the world, and we're 13th. If you go around nationally and you say that, I'm the coach at New Mexico, almost everybody nationally knows the Pit. So, I just think that it's a little unique that we haven't really been a lot going on and towards that. Do you guys find it unique, or?
I do. That's why I asked you if you were thinking of having somebody bring a cake down.
I'm not the one thing. I'm not a one-stop shop. I'm trying to coach basketball and take care of my program, but I'm not the marketing director, and I'm just trying to be the basketball coach.
Coach, you mentioned that you got to get two halves put together.
Right.
Is a result of that perhaps the amount of guys you're playing, or are you just looking for combinations who can play?
No, I'm playing people to get them experience. I don't think anything should change. I don't think anything should change defensively, in the sense that no matter who we play, whoever I put in, how we're trying to play defense or the things we do doesn't change. It's just different people doing different things as far as their abilities, but how we play defense isn't changing when I put different guys in the game. So there's principles set. There's a way we're going to play defense. So it's their job no matter what's on the floor. You can't go into it, Lee. You played, Van played. All you guys know basketball. You've watched enough of it. If one guy's off that page, it causes an effect on what happens defensively. So I think everybody has to do their job. Everybody has to do their responsibility. The only thing that I think that we have to be more disciplined, and we have to be more solid instead of trying to reach, trying to make steals, contest shots. We got to have more active hands, but that's effort. That's how hard you play, and that's how, concentrating is a big thing on defense. And you have to have a little mental toughness and play as hard as you can play, but you got to get stops. And so it doesn't really change on who we play or how many people we play, because the way we play defense, everybody's got to be doing their job and responsible for their job defensively.
Anything else?
Thanks, y'all.